Hey guys, what's going on today? I wanted to come on here and just discuss a couple of things that about the pond that maybe some people have questions about. While I wait for all my stuff to finalize inside, where we start moving all the stuff, the baby stuff around in the house, and you know, we get all that stuff situated so I can set up the beloved 75-gallon fish tank. Come on now. I wanted to come on here and just discuss a few things that maybe people have questions about. I'll start off by saying that this right here is an investment of my own, I guess you could say, passion. You know, I'm not gonna get no money back on this. If I ever go to sell the house, it's not gonna drive up the price. This right here, this pond, is simply just because I have a true passion for it, and it really brings me a lot of joy and calmness. People may ask or may question, oh, how much does it all cost? And I'll dive into that. You know, if you're wondering, if you've ever wanted to have a pond, it doesn't have to be this big, because this is 17 feet long and 7 feet wide. And in most cases too, it's not even that big of a pond, but it still is a big pond for a residential house. You know, it's about, I'd say it's about 4,500 gallons to 5,000 gallons of water in this area. You know, it's about 3 feet deep right here, and it goes all the way down to 6 feet at center. But the price for this is, there's so many variables. You got, first of all, you got the liner, okay? But even before the liner, you got to dig the hole. Now, if you don't have money to pay for an excavator, and at the time I didn't, if you don't have money to dig for that hole, you're gonna have to come out of pocket. And if you don't have money to dig for the hole, you're gonna have to dig it yourself, okay? And digging it yourself takes a lot of time. It took me and my buddy a few days, just moving rocks, moving dirt, and it's worth it. But you have to be in it, and for something this big, you have to commit to it. So you have to dig and move the dirt. You have to then get the liner, and the liner was about $1,500, and that was around COVID time. So I think I caught like the pricier or the cheaper point. I don't exactly know where. I haven't checked the prices of liners as of recently because I have mine, but I got the 45mm thick liner, the best you can get in my opinion, and it's worth every dollar. It's worth every dollar. It's thick, it's impenetrable unless you literally stick a knife through it, or you stick a sharp rock into it. It's impenetrable for the most part. You got that. You have the fish, you know, easily over $1,000 in fish in this, and you'd think, oh wow, that's crazy, over $1,000, where's the fish? Well, let me tell you something. Those goldfish were feeder fish, so I got them for like $25. That's not what I'm talking about. But all the koi you see, and they're not even that big, they're small, but they're expensive. Like that one big orange koi alone was $250. Okay, all of these koi you see here, and they're gathering up, it's about $1,000 in koi. So you got $2,500 so far in just fish and liner. Okay, then you got the filtration, which I love the filtration. I love to explain it. I love the science behind it. I love all the ecosystems and how there's beneficial bacteria. But over here, just for this box alone, I think, oh, Jesus, almost caused like a rock avalanche. This box alone was about $300. That box in there was about $300, $350. So you figure $650. All right, then we got all the PVC and all the plumbing. All right, and you figure another couple $100 in that, maybe $400 or $500. Okay, so that's another $1,150 right there on top of the $2,500. All right, and to add to that, let me do the math real quick because I'm not doing all that math on the top of my head. Let's do it. $2,500 plus $1,150. We're at $3,650 so far. All right. Then you're gonna have that BioBowls media filter. All right, and that would, I believe, was another, I would say another $300. Oop. So we're at $3,950 so far. And then you see all these rocks around here. Just for one, and this is one pallet of rock, 200. I have to order another pallet. So let's add $400 because I'll be ordering another pallet. $4,350. right? And then we got plants. But before we get to the plants, we have the dirt. I had to get topsoil delivered. That was another $150. All right. And then we got, I would say, all these plants, I got them pretty small. So we'll say $400 in plants. We're at $4,900. So we're touching $5,000 right now. I hope the wind isn't messing up the audio too much. But on top of all of that, you see that pump over there too? How could I forget? That was another $180, I think. And then I have the pump at the bottom here, which was another $100. So we're at $5,180. You got the liner. That liner over there was cheap. It was like $35. All right, so we're at $5,215. And we still have a couple more things, I believe, that I have to go over. So another expense you're gonna have is also the filter pads that are inside of not only that one, but also inside of this filter box too. You gotta figure that's another we'll say $85. So we're at $5,300 right now in total. And that's a fair guesstimate for a pond of this scale. You know, you got the water changes, but I'm not gonna put all of that into it. It's fairly not expensive at all. Oh, how could I forget? I got the 2 UV lights. This UV light alone, where is it? Right there, you can see it? That was $300. $5,600, and then plus the other UV over there was another, I think, $150 because it's a small one. So at $5,750, guys. Like I said, this is an investment, but it's an investment of your own passion, your own love for it. And you know, like I said, I can come back here, sit down, relax, don't worry about it. I had a long day. I could do work back here. You know, it's truly just a passion-driven hobby, you know, that you got to be willing to spend money in. And it's not cheap. And you also, on top of having to spend money, you got to be willing to devote some time into cleaning the filters, the boxes, the backwashes, dealing with fish if they're sick or anything happens to them. You know, there's a lot of moving parts with this, but fairly, once you have it up all and going though, it's pretty easy. Just keep up with weekly water changes. All right, backwash, clean out the boxes, clean your filters at least 2-3 times a week. All right, I try to do it every other day or every other 2 days because it will get full of gook, you know, but you have to stay on top of it in order to have a clear pond. And right now, honestly, I've been busy the past weekend. Last weekend I went upstate, and during the week it's been hectic. All right, I live a hectic life, but I'm not complaining. All right, busy's good. But you see, it's a little green. I had an algae bloom, and you know what? It happens. It happens. It happens to the best of us. But they're thriving in there. They are thriving in this water. So, you know, at the end of the day, guys, this right here is it's a work in progress. It's something that takes time. And to give you guys a fair guesstimate, if I was to count every single penny and nickel in here, I would say $6,000 is a fair guess of price. Because I also have to order another pallet of rocks. That's another $200. I'll be just under $6 grand. So you'll walk out my back door and you'll come over to my lady's beautiful garden right here that she has planted, and our vegetable garden, which it's doing tremendous. Okay, the corn's gonna come in like an animal. But you come over here, don't mind the garbage and the beat up fence, but look. And you see right here, I used to have a pool back here. That's the heater for it. I gotta get rid of that. My pool used to be all of this. And we filled it in. Wasn't worth it at the time. But look, I come back here. You hear the waterfall. I'm in my oasis. This is my yard. I'm on my property. And guys, this is what it's about. So I wanted to take a moment I wanted to truly come on here and take a moment. I know this video might be boring for a lot of people. People don't care about the costs or what goes into it or all the maintenance. But I wanted to take a moment just to tell you guys what it costs and what you got to devote to financially and of your time to maintain a pond of this caliber. You know, it's just like I said, if you have the passion for it, it's worth it, and you'll do it. If you don't, so be it. You could settle for a tank or even a small little tub pond, you know, which I would like to eventually get to, another tub pond for some turtles. But for now, I'm so happy with what I have. I have one tank inside the 29-gallon, my flower horn, and I have yet another tank, the 75-gallon. I've been discussing in every video. That's on its way as well. So life is good. I have no complaints. You know, lots of things I have to look forward to, but I wanted to come on here and just drop a little knowledge if people who are unsure about, you know, how much it costs or what you got to really devote to in time and all the upkeep in it. You know, it is a good amount of upkeep, but it's worth it in my mind. You know, I love it. If you get the love out of it and you get enjoyment out of it, it's worth every penny. If not, don't do it. That's my honest advice. Don't do it if you're not willing to devote time in maintaining it and cleaning it and just doing what's necessary to keep a healthy pond, because it's a whole ecosystem in here. It's a whole ecosystem, tons of beneficial bacteria and everything. So if you're not willing to fully devote your time and commit to something and building something like this, even smaller, don't do it. Okay, that's my honest advice. But I'm sorry this video is a little boring to some people, but I wanted to drop a little knowledge and, you know, show some people what it takes, and like I said, what you got to do and the money that goes into it. So until the next video, when I post the next video, by the way, it will be me setting up the 75-gallon tank. I'll have the stand and everything. It'll be me hopefully putting fish in it and really starting to get that ecosystem going in there, because I love nothing more than sit on my couch too when I'm with my woman and my daughter and just look at the fish, and my daughter is going to love it. I can't wait to see her reaction when she starts to look at it and see it, and she's a little baby. So Godspeed, guys, till the next one.